As a warning, some of these photos may be disturbing. 14 days before Austin's first birthday, we didn't realize his life would shortly be in jeopardy. July 15, 2014, Austin's journey to healing with God began. After multiple trips to his primary care physician, and him not being able to figure out what was wrong with him, he was having serious problems breathing. Here's an example of his struggle to breathe while sleeping, and you can see his rib deformity. The doctor thought it was sleep apnea and wanted to get him tested for that, but then he gave us a referral for an ear, nose, and throat doctor, who we seen the next day, July 16, 2014. The ENT doctor detected numerous adenoids and his tonsils were enlarged. It was so bad he sent him for surgery the following morning. Prior to this, he could barely eat or drink, and watching him sleep was heartbreaking. Knowing your baby was suffering, and there was nothing I could do to help him personally. That night, before his surgery, we prayed for him to be healed. This type of surgery for a baby under 1 year old was extremely rare. So rare, in fact, that usually when a child has this type of surgery, they are sent home after recovery. But the doctor was so concerned because he was so young. He wanted to monitor him overnight in the ICU, and I thank God he did, because what happened that next morning after the surgery, we would have lost him. On July 17, 2014, we were on our way to save Austin's life. We were so scared, and once we got him dressed for surgery, he too became scared. He had no idea what was happening. Within hours the surgery was over. He did great, but was in obvious pain. As we stayed in the ICU, we had no idea our world was about to turn completely upside down. Once he was awake, he gave us half a smile while playing peekaboo with him. His breathing at this point didn't seem to improve, and we thought he was probably swollen from the surgery. Through the night, he was still having trouble breathing. He was constantly waking up in pain, gasping for air to fill his little lungs. He became traumatized and afraid of the nurses poking at him. I stayed awake the entire night watching him. On July 18, 2014, the morning after the surgery, Daddy let me lay down for a nap. Austin was in his arms, and Austin started going into seizures, which led him to critical condition. As this happened, I will never forget the gut-wrenching pain we felt, being forced away from our baby into the hallway, as I'm screaming and crying outside of his window, as the medical professionals were shoving these tubes down his throat and nasal passages. In this terrifying moment, God blessed us with the best doctor and nurses. Here are my real-time Facebook posts on his updates. Please keep praying. EEG is testing now. The MRI is next. Critical condition and still seizing. This is the hardest thing we've ever been through. Thank you for everyone's support so far, as this is a time we cannot stop crying. To both of my heavenly fathers, please help my baby boy. You cannot have him back. We will not have a funeral before his first birthday. Please, thank you. Amen. Specialists confirmed so far his seizures were caused by very low sodium. The EEG showed no other seizing other than the 3 he had this morning. He is and will be sedated until the swelling from the surgery goes down, 1 to 2 days. He will be able to come off the breathing machine as soon as he starts breathing on his own. Doctors say as of right now he is good. He does move his toes when we touch him, which is a great sign for being sedated. He will be going into the MRI shortly to tell us his brain activity from seizures and also make sure there's no tumors, etc. The echo of his heart has not come back yet, hoping that's safe from his rib deformity, which seems to be becoming more of a problem. We are extremely blessed to have so many people praying for us from all over the globe in this difficult time who doesn't even know us. It's traumatic for all of us. We talk to Austin since he can't hear us. Such a sad time, but we are all praying for the best. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my sweet miracle Austin is a fighter. He is winning this battle so far. Echo on the heart looked normal. The MRI for the brain looks pretty normal too. For everyone who helped make these prayers happen holds a special place in our family's heart. We can't thank you all enough and appreciate it enough. It's such a wonderful feeling. We are so blessed. Our baby will not back down now. Still keep him in your prayers for us. This battle has already been won in God's name. He needs to heal fully now and be able to breathe on his own. Here is the July 19, 2014 update. Austin is healing rapidly. His sedation is strong enough for an elephant. He's still waking up and fighting it. Nurses have him wrapped tightly so he doesn't thrash and mess up his breathing tubes. We and the nurses have to hold him really still, so this is a very good sign. We've seen the x-rays from his chest from this morning. His lungs are pristine, the doctor said. From yesterday's fluid congestion buildup, everything cleared out of his lungs, and they're normal. His EEG through the night showed no signs of seizures. His sodium is back to normal and stabilizing. He's had a slight fever this morning of 100.3, then 100.6, so they did have to unwrap him. It was just too hot for him. His legs felt fine, but his little feet were hot. His nurses have his full attention, and he is their priority over the other patients. Dr. Dineshon was the doctor who just happened to be here when he seized yesterday morning and saved our baby boy's life. He said he was lucky to be here when he was yesterday. We were more lucky he was. Dr. Diaz is also amazing. I love them both dearly. Big hugs to them were in order. Nurses and doctors here are a remarkable team. We will be seeing a nutritionist and a GI doctor today as well to help him in the future, being he may need a feeding tube. I think that sums it up for now. Once again, thank you all for your continued prayers. We love you all. His heart rate right now is low because they are weaning him off of sedation medication and using a more mellow medication. Right now he is 50% breathing by himself, which is great. The doctors will take out the breathing tube tomorrow. His lungs are ready. When he is awake and off of all the meds, they will perform another EEG to make sure it wasn't the medications holding him back from seizing. After that, we will start feeding him baby food and formula for 3 days. They will keep a record of his calorie and sodium intake to make sure he is getting enough so he can gain some weight. He is 5 pounds under normal size of a baby 11 months old. We had a nice long personal conversation with the doctor who saved his life today. He was supposed to be working on another floor for pediatrics. He was only stopping into the PICU to say hi to his partner, who he was working with, another patient, when Austin started seizing. He said he believes he works through God's hands. He knew he was here for a reason, to save Austin's life. Also, just a little bit ago, he stepped away from the hospital for his dinner. He called our nurse, just to ask how Austin was doing while he was gone. It's an amazing feeling to hear our doctor cares for our baby when he steps away. Once again, thank you for all your prayers. It has meant the world to us. Sincerely, the world's luckiest mommy. On July 20th, 2014, I posted Austin is having his breathing tubes removed this morning around 7:30. He has been trying to cough a lot in the past 24 hours, which is good so he can get their secretions out. But it is so painful to watch since he's in a lot of pain, and he cries even when his eyes are shut, and he's mellowed out. He will finally be able to breathe on his own, and we will finally be able to hold him, love him, kiss him. Friday morning when he seized, Vaden, my oldest son, didn't stop wearing his miracle hat. He said, "This is what needs to happen with Austin. Brotherly love. Can't wait to see the doctor again to get this taken care of. He has the voice of angels. Thank you again for the prayers." He's almost to the finish line. God is amazing. We literally just went through a living nightmare. I believe everything happens for a reason, and God was by our side the entire time. Austin is awake, in my arms, and breathing by himself. At 7:50 a.m., doctors removed his breathing tubes shortly after he was placed in my arms. What an emotional roller coaster. Wouldn't change 1 minute of the last 3 days. Everything happens for a reason. This was his path due to his suffering. He will be on his first nebulizer soon. Until then, we are so happy to have him back in our arms. Sleeping, snoring, his chest looks normal as he's breathing normal. Taking some normal breaths, hearing his little voice, which is hoarse from the tubes. Thank you everyone again and again. My angel is almost there. Praise Jesus.
Love you, baby. So beautiful.
That beautiful song.
He was finally able to eat after 4 days.
Yum.
Oh, I can't walk. I need more power. Now I'll be able to. Are you sure? You want more? You want more? Yes. No, I said fall.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the second I was low. Okay.
9 days before his first birthday, he was able to drink Pediasure from a big boy cup. Here's the update from July 21st, 2014. I posted, Austin is doing okay. Last night and this morning he did great, but the past few hours he hasn't been feeling good. We think he needs more sleep, but there's just too much going on. He's too scared. This isn't home. Maybe his tummy hurts. This morning he ate 2 ounces of Pedialyte, 4 ounces of banana baby food, and 3 tablespoons of cereal mixed together. A tiny bit of pancakes, eggs, and cheese, and Pediasure. He's not drinking much, but I believe he's a meat and potato type of man like his daddy. He's not on any medications, only Motrin and Tylenol for surgery pains. He's also not hooked up on any liquids or breathing machines, only a nebulizer every 12 hours. Everything he's doing is 100% Austin. I laid in his hospital crib last night until he fell asleep. Then he was able to sleep alone the whole night in the hospital crib. We watched him for a while when he woke up here and there. Now that he can breathe normally, he was at a state of peace, just looking around, being his curious little old self again. He's back to watching his favorite shows on the Baby First channel. He has a phobia to people now. We can tell and know he's sensitive and a bit traumatized. The best news I have so far today is we are possibly going home tomorrow. We are so thankful for everyone surrounding us with love and prayers. Please keep praying. Thank you to my Heavenly Fathers. We could not have gone through any of this without them as well. It's an awesome, overwhelming feeling to see everyone rooting for our baby boy's life. No one should ever have to feel the gut-wrenching pain we felt Friday when we almost lost our baby. We wouldn't change anything, for this was his destiny to get well. So very thankful. I can't express it enough. We are very excited for he will be 1 year old in 7 days. Photos below the top, after his breakfast, his belly was nice and full. The bottom, his last EEG was performed today, which showed normal, no problem for seizures. On July 22nd, 2014, 5 days after his surgery, we were finally released from the hospital to return home. I posted, Austin is returning home today. The sodium was at 134 at 6 a.m. Normal is 135. Low sodium is what caused his seizures on Friday morning. At that point, it was 1:22. He's been super irritable. I'm sure he feels a tad better with the IVs out. I'm confident and have faith in God. He will be better at home with his surroundings. God is great. To everyone that helped our baby and us pull through this in prayer, we thank you so much. Once again, it's indescribable. Friday was the worst day of our lives, a living nightmare to say the least. I can't even think about what happened that day without feeling that gut-wrenching cry. Remembering myself screaming and crying in the hospital hallway, watching our baby's life almost come to an end. We are forever grateful. It's amazing to know good people do still exist. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for not taking him back. Thank you to my Father up above, doctors, nurses, his angels that took amazing care for him. Miracles do happen. Believe, faith, and pray. Love you all. We were able to come home, and he could see his first birthday decorations Mommy made again.
Finally. Yes. Come on, baby. Open the door. Open the door, baby.
Where are we? I know. It's supposed to be home, huh, Bookie?
All your stuff. All your toys.
It's fine.
We'll need it. Look, everything. Toys. Mickey Mouse, it's for your birthday. Yeah. Go over here. More toys, right? Yes. Say thank you, everybody. I know. Say thank you, everybody. We love you.
And we were so grateful to bring him home and celebrate his birth and get his life back to normalcy. The doctors told us if his surgeon didn't have him stay overnight at the ICU after surgery, he would have kept having seizures at home, and we probably would have lost him. God healed him from the negligent doctor and guided all the angels who surrounded him with care. On July 29, 2014, we celebrated his first birthday. And now, Austin is a healthy 10-year-old boy. Boy, does time fly. And we remind him constantly how God saved his life. But now, being 10 years old, his adenoids have returned, and they are taking up 78% of his airway. So we will be having another surgery to remove them. But this time, we don't have to worry about his low sodium. Thank you for listening to how God saved Austin's life. If you are not a believer, I hope you would be now. Have a blessed day. Austin.
Peekaboo! Where's Austin? Where's Austin? Peekaboo! Where's Austin? Peekaboo! I see you. I love you. So beautiful. I love your Mickey Mouse. Where's Austin? Where's Austin? Peekaboo! Where's Austin? Peekaboo!
Now we'll be clear to everyone, right? Asked Roy. Right.
Whoa! Back to your yoga, huh? Oh yeah.
To know that you should run away as quickly as possible.
So funny.
That's what I would do.
You're so funny, baby. Where's Austin? There he is.